Jamie's going to demonstrate how she makes fizzy carrots, and it's kind of second verse, same as the first. It's the same pattern. It's your vegetable, it's salt. So
yeah, once you get the hang of this, you're not going to need us anymore because it is unbelievably easy peasy. Carrots are probably the easiest thing to find, don't you think?
Right, especially organic.
You can find an organic carrot just about anywhere. So it's a nice place to start. But as always, your carrot is only as good as the soil that it was grown in. So if you can find this at a local farm, if you know how he takes care of his soil, that's the very best way to go. But if you can't, grab yourself an organic carrot from the local grocery store, and all we have to do is grate it up.
After it's washed.
We have to wash it?
Yeah.
Okay. I was planning on the extra microbes. Okay, so you just grate it all up. And I'm going to do this in a mason jar, which is 4 cups. And so I'm going to grate up about 4 cups of organic carrots. And when I get about to the end of the carrot, if you've watched our earlier films on bone broth, we don't waste anything. And so what we do is we keep the last inch or so of the carrot to flavor our bone broth. So we keep this in our little box in the freezer for further use.
It's better than bloody knuckles, isn't it?
It is. It is much better than bloody knuckles. Don't give away my secrets, okay? All right, after we get the carrots all nice and shredded, and here's the easy peasy part. Doesn't matter what vegetable you use, you're still going to add, for a quart, you're going to add 2 teaspoons of a good salt. This would be real salt, wouldn't it?
Right.
Okay, this would be real salt, which is a good salt. And then you're going to pound it. Then you're going to add 2 tablespoons of whey. And you're going to pound it. You're going to pound it until this is going to fit in there.
Now, are the carrots weeping? They don't weep as quickly as the cabbage.
They don't really weep like the cabbage, no. No. But at first it looks like it's not going to fit, but it always does. But have yourself a good wooden tapper, because it turns out when you use tappers that are not wooden, you break your jars. That's how I got that nasty little cut last week.
You broke your jar?
I had used it to put spices in.
Oh, okay.
And when the spices were done, I washed the jar. And when I ran my hand around the lid, turns out it's a bad idea to use broken jars to store spices. I thought I was safe. Okay, then we use a tapper and shove it back down in the jar. And now you want to press it down, and you'll notice that big amount of carrots doesn't really amount to much when you start pressing. And you'll notice that not only do I have carrots in the bottom of the jar, now I've got juice. And whenever you lacto-ferment, you want those vegetables to be submerged. So I'm now pressing this to make sure that every piece of carrot is underneath the liquid. And if that works out beautifully, I could also take a little rag to the side to make sure everything is under water, or not water, under brine.
So this is 4 cups.
This was 4 cups.
If you had more carrots, would you fill this fuller?
Well, for the sake of the camera, I'm doing this exact. But at home, I would not do this exact. I would fill the entire jar, and if it was not full, I would keep filling it. Just go with the same ratio, the 2 tablespoons.
For every 4 cups.
For every 4 cups, and the 2 teaspoons. I like to work in ratios because I pull things out of a garden. I may have a lot, I may have a little. So I like to work in ratios. I don't have to worry about recipes. So when you get that all nice and soppy and liquidy and underneath the water, now you're going to let the lacto acid do its magic. And it does that on the counter. Put your lid on. Inside the lid, I have a rubber seal. Put that lid on good and tight, and in a couple days, on the counter in a warm spot, then you taste it, and if you like it, then you eat it.
You're done.
How long does it take for you to like it?
2 days minimum.
Yeah.
And that's about maximum for me too. Carrots are they're super tasty, after they've been fermented. So
They are. We like to go a little bit longer with ours, but the beauty of it is you do it however long you like it. You know, you could take it off in a few days. I could take it off in a week. But you just kind of keep an eye on it, make sure that those vegetables are submerged underneath that brine. And you just might want to crack your lid open from time to time because pressure does increase in the jar. And then when it's done, when it's to the place where you like it, you could either eat the entire jar or you can put it into cold storage, and it can last for a very, very long time, but it won't because your family will enjoy it.
what happens if you're pounding this and you don't get enough liquid to top the vegetable matter? Is there a way to cheat?
There is. I, from time to time, will keep a quart jar just like this, full of purified water and 2 tablespoons of salt.
Okay, and then you just pour that in there.
Top
to
that
cover
off.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's days when I just don't have time to fool with it, and that will do the same. You'll end up with the same product.
So minimum ingredients, easy process, a way to cheat.
It's a great condiment.
Yeah, it's a great condiment.
And it's a probiotic in a bottle.
Yes. And then